All right, we can copy good model. Of course, that is how the human behave. In that we try to look at what is good, even in other people, and we try to take it into our system. That is how we survive, basically. If a lot of Europeans came to study in Egypt when Africa was still the light of the world, in that it represented the illumination in terms of academic, in terms of achievement. They came to Africa and they studied and they took what they studied home and they improved on it. So this day today, Africa can also have the chance, since we are in a kind of a dark age, a system where we don't even know our left from right as we currently stand. It will be useful, of course, that we look around the world, we source out where is it happening. It can be in China, it can be in US, it can be in Germany, it doesn't matter. We must open our eyes to go out and fetch the kind of mindset that would be useful for us. It doesn't mean that because we are African, everything that we need must be in Africa. It doesn't happen like that. We do not have everything. There are something that we need that we do not have. For example, maybe how to construct our railway. Maybe we lack those knowledge, but we can go to people that know how to do it. We study also their mindset, understand how they do their things, and then bring those things back to improve our system. Now, talking always of the question of mindset, I remember, for example, during the Diagbon regime, that it was very common for a lot of Nigeria to sort of behave themselves in that they stay on the line. When they finish to eat maybe a biscuit, even though nobody was watching them, they would not throw away the plastic, they would not throw away the wrap on the ground. They didn't litter the place, and they were sort of, they behaved themselves. Because the person of the authority, of course, make it a standard for every Nigerian to do. So which means that if you train the people, they will be able to respond correctly. So I would like you to say something about this mindset in respect to also maybe Diagbon and maybe compare it to what we have today, something like that.
The Idiagbon regime, they were a military regime. They don't understand mindset. But what they thought was, if we enforce these measures, if we force the people to queue up or force the people to, not to, litter, and then we will achieve our aims. But shortly after the regime, disappeared, the people came back to behaving the way they used to behaving. Because first of all, the Idiagbon government did not understand the fact that you have to work on the people's mindset. It's a psychological thing, okay? There has to be studies on it. There has to be real participation from experts, psychologists, and somehow, these measures has to be implemented in the system. All right. And then the people need to understand the dividends of queuing up, dividends of not littering, but at the same time, you're dealing with people who are already impoverished. These are people using 96% of their brain capacity to think about the next meal, not innovation, not creativity. It's like trying to control sheep or goats. And as soon as you're gone, they come back to the same behavior they used to. So there is need to inculcate discipline in the mindset of the people. And then so that the people can transfer the same mindset to their siblings, to their offsprings. So in doing that, you're able to take care of that situation. But, think about it. Think about what Nigerians been through as people. Like I mentioned the other day, I was having a, discussion with you. We've been through 3 major setbacks, human setbacks. We've been through slavery, we've been through colonization, and also we've been through dictatorship. This one happened just recently. And that took us again 56 years backward. So we've been through times when There were no set order in the way things are done, and you have people who are coming in with their own different agenda, right? And we call it democracy, but it's not actually democracy that we have today. We know that people who are there have not been through a democratic democratic system, because the people who becomes our leaders today used to be people like you and I. What discipline, what mindset are they bringing? Finding ways to make our people understand what are priorities in life. It's important, but we think there is a wind of change blowing. Okay, because the social media had intervened and is beginning to kind of adjust our mindset in a way that people are now exposed to rights and wrongs. People are beginning to ask questions like, bad roads are not acceptable. No electric shouldn't be a part of existence. So these are norms that we've previously accepted.
Okay, now, Dr. Chido, I have a kind of a curiosity. You see, when we take up issues like this that have to do with the basic framework of the behavior of the people, as mindset, the way that people think and what they consider as important and things like that, it is usually relevant that we consider also culture, our history, where we are coming from. I don't know if there is anything that is sort of hindering us within our culture, because of course people, everywhere, they usually always go back to their culture to find the root. That is the reason why it is documented, because people will always go back to where they are coming from. It is true that the objective is in front, but if you don't know where you are coming from, there is no way you will be able to hit that objective, because you will always find a lot of obstacles on your way. For you to be able to surpass this obstacle, you need to know how people before you have been able to do that. That is now history, that is experiences. So looking at the way we behave, looking at the way we craft our reality today, I don't know what you would like to say about our history, our culture, or maybe something relating also to the European, our encounter with the European. Can you clarify some points there?
People often talk about our problems, our mindset, our inabilities to meet up with our challenges in 21st century. We have to go back again to time. Our first encounter, actually changed the dynamics who we are. Before the coming of Europeans, our life were not like this. We were actually one of the happiest people in the universe. Because our happiness is not measured by what you have around you, by the technology, the phones, the cars, the aeroplane, the gold you wear, the oil, the resources. That is not how happiness is measured. Happiness is measured on the basis of how contented you are as a human being. What makes you happy? What you have around you that makes you happy. Before the coming of Europeans, our people happiness were over 150%. And that also reflects in our average life expectancy, which then was somewhere around whooping 85%. Our people could live up to 150 years, 130 years. And I used to go home even in the 70s. And I used to go to my mom's hometown. I used to see a lot of elderly people, old people, some of them 120 years, still independent, still able to provide for themselves, hunt for themselves, and farm for themselves. The reason is because they haven't been exposed to what we call technology, advancement, civilization. Those are actually viruses. Because look at us today. Average life expectancy for us in Nigeria is somewhere around 53%. Think about that. 53%. This is a big drop from over 80%. And the factors that contributed to that is the changes we've witnessed today that we call civilization. You know, there are more diseases out there today. There are more infections out there today. The food we eat are no longer organic.